सभी की रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। हम सुधरेंगे तो समाज सुधरेगी, हम नहीं सुधरेंगे तो दूसरे को कहेंगे, वो सुधरेगा क्या? आज बाप है, कहेगा बेटा ये स्मोकिंग करना अच्छा नहीं है, बेटे को कहे अच्छा नहीं है और खुद स्मोकिंग करेंगे तो क्या वो बेटा मानेगा? क्या मानेगा? नहीं मानेगा। खुद अगर कोई न कोई प्रकार से अपनी कार्य व्यवहारों में वो सत्यता नहीं रखेंगे तो क्या और पीछे वाले करेंगे क्या? नहीं। कहा जाता जैसा कर्म मैं करूंगी मुझे देख सब करेंगे। इसीलिए भगवान ने भी कहा है, हे अर्जुन तू उठ। किस लिए कहा? वो युद्ध के लिए सिर्फ नहीं, लेकिन कहा ये जो तुम्हारे मित्र संबंधी आदि के पीछे तुम्हारी मोह ममताएं है, जरा तू उन सभी को त्याग। जहां त्याग होता वहां भाग मिलेगा, बिना त्याग भाग नहीं। तो पहले हमारे में ये पहली आनी चाहिए कि हम अपने आप में कहां तक त्यागी है। हमारे इसमें 3 असूल है, त्याग, तपस्या, सेवा। जितना जितना त्याग करेंगे और जितना जितना तपस्या करेंगे उतना उतना सेवा में सफलता होती। जीवन का धर्म को फर्ज है सेवाधारी। हम सभी सेवाधारी हैं। बाबा जी कहते आज बाप माँ बच्चों के मालिक हो। बाप तो मालिक है ना बेटे का, पर दूसरे तरफ में माँ बाप बच्चों का सेवादारी है। कमाते हो जीवन भर, इतना खून पसीना देके किसके लिए? बच्चों के लिए ना। तो बच्चों के सेवादारी हो ना। तो हम सभी एक दूसरे के सेवादारी है, ना कोई बड़ा है ना कोई छोटा है, हम सभी सेवादारी है। ऐसी जब भी हम अपने आप में ऐसी दृष्टि रखेंगे, कहा लव एंड लॉ, ऐसे जब भी हम प्रेम से सद्भावनाओं से चलेंगे तो आप बहुत जीवन में, समाज में, घर में, गृहस्थी में, देश में कितनी सफलता पा सकते वो आप खुद अनुभव करेंगे।
Shanti, welcome to Vyakti Parivar. Today is day 25. Murli, Source of Truth. Karmatit, Soul Stage. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Every time we listen to Baba, there is better understanding, clarity about certain very, very deep concepts of the knowledge. Today I was very happy. Of course, there are unlimited points, right? But many, many souls used to ask, and even for my personal life, what is bodiless stage? Because in Hindi they call it Videhi, Videhi. So we always thought when we sit, and think that I am separate from this body. One is soul consciousness. That means while doing actions, I am aware who am I. So this is what generally I would give explanation about bodiless is when I am separate from the body, and awareness that I am soul separate from body. But today Baba made it very, very clear what is that bodiless stage, and that's equivalent to karmatis stage, and also that is the stage like Baba. So I was just like thinking, Shiv Baba, he doesn't have his body. So he comes in Brahma Baba, and he gave him aim that you also have to be bodiless. But he is in body, right? So giving that aim, and then it's clear definition. And of course, I think Brahma Baba did understand clearly. That is why whatever the stage was being described about intellect, about mind, about nature, I think we could see very clearly in Brahma Baba's life from very beginning. So I have to be the master, the soul has to be master, and also have full rights on my organs. So if mind in like eyes are drawn somewhere which I shouldn't be seeing, but it's like every time eyes goes there. Mm. And I think it must be all different, depends on where your first intellect is pulled, whether it is your relatives, whether it is could be food, could be clothing, could be any kind of physical things. But Baba is asking question, is it the eyes are pulled, or eyes pulling the soul? So it's not eyes can pull the souls, right? Can eyes pull the soul? But there is the bondage which is there of the soul and the eyes. That means whenever in the past any action is done of seeing, let's say, action of seeing, now that action again is pulling. So that is why Baba described two things, bondage and relationship. So one is, we call it bondage of karma, but also it's the bondage with the body. No? That means soul has got in bondage with the organs of the body. So that is where two things. One is very, very subtle desires to get the fruit or the reward of what is being done. And Baba said, actually, that is not very good. Baba gave very powerful example, but because if there is that desire in the mind that, let's say, I should be appreciated, I should be respected, I should be acknowledged very subtly. So intellect will be wandering. It won't be able to focus or even understand. Baba's knowledge is so simple, but can you imagine? It takes so long. I heard, read, again read 4 or 5 times. I'm still kind of trying to clearly understand, because if I have to do it, I have to be in practical, then I need to understand clearly. So it's a bondage of karma, but bondage with the body. No? It could be any, it's like, let's say somebody has habit of, uh, even with children, you slap a child, right? So next time, once you slept, next time again, your hand raises, then again raises, and then a time comes, you say, I shouldn't have done that. But I don't know what happens at that time. And that is why Baba says, especially Mama used to say, if you have done any mistake with any organ once, it's all right. You can be forgiven, or second time, no. Third time, no at all, because then it's like a bondage. Pull will happen. We are on the field of action, and every minute we have to see, raise hands, use our legs, speaking. Every moment, body has to be used. But how body and how organs are used, that it doesn't create any bondage, but actually it is just a good relationship with the body. And that means you will become very detached and lovely and not have any subtle desire. So that is really the first step. That means all of us, I was thinking all of us have certain percentage of karmati stage. Some might have 60, some 70, some 30. But we want to reach 100%, right? Because each one of us must have said that I am master of, I have mastered my eyes, or I have mastered my words. Otherwise, even sometimes you say, I really didn't wanted to say it. But again, I just said it. That means still there is that bonding. So when Baba said in the end, all of you now check, keep your chart and check which organs of the body there is bondage and which I have become master or I have right on. That whenever I want to say, I say it. If I don't want to say, maybe I have 90% control or 80% control or 60. So that means each one of us are on this journey of becoming karmatit and bodiless. Because I really understood clearly now, bodiless is while doing actions, not being in the bondage of the body or of the action, both. And then if it is not with the body, it won't be with bodily relationship. So Baba says, okay, you remain very detached and lovely. But then there are so many karmic accounts from the past. So now at present I am controlling, but what about past karmic accounts? So changing karma bhog into karma yoga, or through karma yoga, settling karma bhoga. Bhog means settling, karma bhog. For that, Baba gave example of it could be difference of sanskars. Baba said conflict of sanskars. Somewhere in the past, because of certain reasons, you're sensitive to each other's particular sanskars. Not all the sanskar, but certain sanskars we are very, or as Baba said, that possibility of body not being well. Certain things could be past sanskars, then hereditary, then certain habits of lifestyle. There are so many factors involved where body, as Baba said, illness or body is sick. But how do I change that? Being a karma yogi. So first I would have done and I have been doing is mansa seva. I immediately, whenever I find that there's sometime I know in past there was no mobility. That means I couldn't go out, I couldn't move in, I had to stay very still for healing. But I use lot of time in, of course, Manan Chintan, contemplation, but Mansa Seva. And also with Mansa Seva, then at least have very deepening our spiritual sharing with each other. So I am, like changing this energy instead of all the time just saying, I have pain and I cannot do anything. Of course, no. And internally also, not having question, why with me? Why this has to happen? Why now I cannot travel? As Baba said, you don't have questions. So when you start doing Mansa Seva, you are try to be with Baba, yoga, karma yoga. That means have yoga. So as much you remember Baba, I think that settling happens in a way where there is no suffering. And of course, not, some people, wherever they sit, only they describe, they talk about their sickness. And for me, I feel as many souls will know, of course, you get good wishes, but their thoughts towards the body. So once I was discussing with seniors that I don't want to every time tell you this is happening. They said, but then we can share good wishes. But then other side, I know a lot of people get a lot of waste thoughts. Or, why? That means attention goes towards the body, which is also, I sometimes don't like it. And I feel, yes, it's all right. I will be all right. But then on other side, internally, if there is bodiless stage, or you're moving towards karmati stage, then you will not feel that pull towards the body. And you give the soul really being the master of the body. Start giving very, very positive energy, healing, and whatever other treatment is required, you have to take that treatment to take care of the body. So, how the nature and the body, and then as Baba said, you will not feel that you don't have, you missing anything. Something is lacking. There is contentment. And not only that, but there is no void, emptiness inside. You will always feel full because energy of the body could affect the mind, and the energy of the mind affects the body. They are very deeply connected. Can you imagine every thought which is created goes into our body? The response and reaction. So that is why when Baba says, you remember me, because in Baba's remembrance, the thoughts are very pure. The thoughts are very, very powerful. And of course, then Baba keeps saying many, many times, stay in the self-respect as you are the master, so that you don't get upset or distressed. Because if I am distressed, I am upset, then I'm upsetting many others. Even if I am not, you might say, no, it's me. But then the energy, the atmosphere becomes like that. So I think that just check that where are the bondages now, with which organ there is bondage. So you will naturally be very detached and very lovely. And this detachment is not where there is any suffering, no, there is lightness. And also you are could be very, very lovely. So it was one time Karmati stage for me was like, when will we reach? But today I felt that we all are moving towards that direction. There are some, with material things or physical resources. So they are very, very much into insecurity of keep this, keep this, keep this. You might not get. You might not get. So we keep accumulating a lot. But when we belong to Baba, so there is no bondage, no pull of any organ of the body. So then our master, I have right over every part of the body, every organ to give direction or follow Srimad and do the accurate and righteous actions. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Didi. And now we'll get our practice point, Murli point for tomorrow. So would like to invite our dear brother Ken. Welcome.
Om Shanti, Bhumi Ben, Om Shanti everyone, Om Shanti Didi. Yes, it was so lovely listening to you now, how I think all of us have deeply appreciated this Murli, especially since we decided to focus on karma this week, action this week. So incredible what Baba said. And of course, as you said, so much very deep clarity about these concepts, how bodiless is the same as karmatit. It's to become a soul like Shiv Baba, to practice the same effort that Brahma Baba. And for me, one of the best ways to listen to the Murli and to churn it is to associate what Baba says with some special need or something that's actually going on. So this weekend, I think I mentioned last night, I was conducting a retreat for about 250 people from the public, actually. It's the first time we've had so many for a retreat. A lecture is one thing, but they stayed the whole time. And the topic was dealing with anxiety, how meditation helps us to deal with anxiety. And of course, anxiety is growing so much in the world because of the pandemic. And it was very interesting how what Baba said in the Murli was so direct. For example, even there was a question about pain. Someone said, well, can you use meditation to go beyond pain? So I just shared, of course, they don't know about Baba, but I shared what Baba said about how to deal with pain, how to go beyond pain. And then Baba says, becoming distressed or anxious or not depends on us. He said that literally in today's Murli. So our reaction to things, the way we understand things, can make us more anxious or not. And the way that Baba's talking about relationship as being something natural, and even what we have in Kali, he wouldn't even call it a relationship. He says, no, they are bondages. So it's a natural relationship. The two main natural relationships that we have to sort out is the soul with God and the soul with the body and through the body with others. This is our effort. And the soul is the master of the body, and therefore I can call the shots, I can tell the body what to do, I can also detach from the objects of the senses, but only if I am that master. And Baba is my master. That's why I was feeling today. I'm the master of the body, but Baba is the master of the soul. So I have to allow him to do his work. But the problem is that both of these relationships with the body and through the body with the world has become, those relationships have become contaminated as through desires and through, like, we do something and we want the return of it, and we invest in that, and of course we'll be affected by the result if it's not what we want. And it's our expectations really indicate bondages in a way. And in our relationship with Baba, the relationship has become contaminated by all of the things that we carry over from the path of bhakti. So all of the false ideas we have about God and so on, it's all mixed everything up. So we may be even in bondage to our beliefs that are not right. So because of our bhakti sanskars that may be still around, I think if we're halfway to the karmatit stage, we also have to look at the other half. What is it? As Didi was saying, what are the organs that are pulling us? What are the things that are holding us back? What are the things that attract us? And we have to identify them. But to really start working on that natural relationship with the body and through the body to the world, and with Baba, he's my master and I'm the master of the body. So I was enjoying that so much today. And Amrit Vela was great because it started off with that idea, which is from the Murli itself. Whatever happens is good. I'm good. The Father is good, and Drum is good too. So everything is good. And seeing the benefit behind, as Baba said, in the benefit behind the curtains, everything has some benefit. And it really makes us, if I'm in bondage, I won't be able to see the benefit. If I go beyond the bondage, I will be able to see. And even the past, we can look at it differently. Because if I learn from the past stops to have weight. Only the things from the past that still weigh on me are the things I haven't learned yet. So what are the lessons that are there in my relationships as they are today? And the things that I've carried from the past also in a wrong way of relating to people and things, if there's something there. So Baba's offering to carry that burden. So at the time of the Murli, what are the three main steps for me to become karmatit? I picked up, obviously, practice the bodiless stage as much as I can. Practice karma yoga during some karmic settling, and this was also appropriate for me because I've got a terrible problem with my shoulder, and it's very painful. So this thing of becoming detached and sending light to the region of the shoulder that's painful. So it's very useful to hear that in the Murli. And this idea of everything depends on me. Baba gave various examples. If I question things, if I become distressed, it's depending on me. I'm taking the pain out of situations. I'm extracting the sorrow through the way I think. And finally, to go beyond the desires that are born in the senses that were sort of implicit in today's Murli. And of course, at traffic control is very useful to check if there were any bondages pulling me, so I can stay beyond. So every time the traffic control music came on, stop, check if there's anything pulling me, because if it's pulling me, there must be some bondage there. And the experience later on when we fill out our chart, how much have I been an instrument to bring benefit today? Even this afternoon, I had a meeting with Pandavas from Latin America. It was very interesting, and they're starting up a group. And of course, we chatted about today's Murli. So lovely to chat about things that Baba says with other Brahmis. And tomorrow, can you show the word cloud for tomorrow? Look at the big word here, become. Story. What stories we're going to listen to tomorrow, and kingdom. So it becomes sort of start to, you see some other effort, understand. Just a minute. I lost my camera here. Just a second. Okay, Don't know what happened here. Anyway, you've got my voice. You're still listening to me? Yeah. Camera just went off. I'm really sorry about this. It's a bit precarious. It's a bit precarious here.
Yes, we can hear you. You can speak.
So I don't know what so sorry about that. So those 3 words. So at the time of the Murli, what effort do I need to make to become a Sun Dynasty king or queen? So that's for, that's for tomorrow. So Baba will be talking about that. But what is the effort for me to really get into the golden age and the Sun Dynasty king or the queen? And the practice for the traffic controls is just a minute. Like I fix this up. The practice for the traffic controls is to keep the land of peace in one eye and the land of happiness in the other. That's something that Baba often talks about. The experience, how content I feel for having renounced the limited wealth and attainments. Sorry, the limited wealth and adornments, how content I feel for having renounced those things. So check your level of contentment tomorrow night. And Amrit Vela, keep the intoxication of becoming Narayan. Keep the intoxication of becoming Narayan. So we start off the day like that. So have a nice day tomorrow. Enjoy the Murli and enjoy your effort and enjoy the company of Baba. And we will see you tomorrow evening.
Om Shanti. Welcome to a Vikti journey, meeting through the eyes, the language of angels. So we already had sharing of Drishti before while we were doing meditation, and it was very, very nice. So thank you very much for participating. But now we will have a little bit of glimpse of our daddies, little joy, bliss, how we can move around. So let's do it together. So you can also hold something and let's be in bliss and joy and dance, angelic dance or subtle dance or golden age dance or whatever we can say, right? So let's start. जिन्हें पूजे दुनिया
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. I think you will have more churning and experience tomorrow about Karmatit stage. Om Shanti. Good night, everyone.